Hi everyone, it's the Book Father. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on when you're watching this video. For today's episode, I'm going to take 5 books which, for one reason or another, I hadn't finished until recently. I took those books that would typically be under the heading of DNF, and I made them the most recent under the heading of TBR. With this being October, I thought it'd be most fitting if I did so with 5 books that would fit the Halloween season quite nicely. Now, all 5 books are derived from Chris Carter's creation, The X-Files, a TV show I grew up on, and a TV show I still count among some of my all-time favorite shows ever created. The first book is going to be Goblins by Charles Grant. We start off with 2 deaths in the same town, which at first seem unrelated, but as the story progresses, has an unnatural connection to a nearby military base. One thing that stands out in Goblins is that instead of leaving Fox Mulder and Dana Scully to solve this mystery on their own, 2 more federal agents are brought along with them to solve this unique case. Another thing for me that stood out for this book was the almost poetic ending that Charles Grant gives us at the end of this storyline. Overall, I gave Goblins by Charles Grant 3 stars out of 5. The next book is Skin by Ben Mesrick. In this book, an accident performed by 2 medical students leads to the rise of an unassuming masked murderer. And before all things can be brought to an end, our 2 heroes are taken away from their common North American grounds and sent to Thailand in order to find the origins and the outright creators of this new style of murderous humans. One thing that stood out for me in this book was that the way this story was told, it was more natural to find Dana and Fox not only working well together, but working to their own benefit when they were taken into 2 different areas at the same time. It leaves the reader to wonder how our heroes are going to end off in this story with as few bumps and bruises as they possibly can. Overall, I gave Skin by Ben Mesrick 3.5 stars out of 5. Now, the first book that I read when I had this idea planted, and the third book that I'm going to be reviewing, is Ground Zero by Kevin J. Anderson. The tale that Mr. Anderson gives us shows us the possibility of a new form of nuclear fusion, which leaves none of the common fallout from nuclear power. Now, this type of fusion isn't used to give as a power source, but someone decides to use this as a weapon and goes on one of their own personal forms of revenge. We follow this suspect, as well as independently our two heroes, Dana and Fox, to try and put an end to this before too many people have to suffer the ultimate price. For myself, Ground Zero, I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. The fourth book for review in this episode is Ruins, also by Kevin J. Anderson. This time around, we follow the story of a well-known American archaeologist. Soon after she's found a new Mayan civilization, her and her entire team mysteriously disappear. No sooner do several strings get pulled in order to have an official FBI investigation brought on to find the cause of this disappearance, but we'll also find out that 3 other groups are interested in this Mayan civilization for their own reasons. One of those groups being a Mexican drug lord. The second being a group of artifact poachers. And the third being a group of specially trained American militia set to cause a brief and resounding war on the first 2 groups. Those 3 are all finding their way to the same Mayan ruins that our 2 heroes, Fox and Dana, are trying to find answers to their own mysteries. Overall, I gave Ruins by Kevin J. Anderson 4 out of 5 stars. Now, last but certainly not least, we have Antibodies, also by Kevin J. Anderson. We follow 2 scientific genius brothers who have both agreed to partake in special funding to try and solve one of mankind's most deadly diseases, cancer. Now, as the story slowly progresses, one of the brothers decides to leave everything behind, including all of his research, and start life anew away from every form of technology. Meanwhile, the other brother, motivated by professional and personal reasons, decides to see this new research till the end. Unfortunately, a band of would-be arsonists end up bringing the end of this research sooner rather than later. So, of course, Mulder and Scully are brought onto the scene, not only to solve the arson, but to solve the potential of the other brother, the second one, his own disappearance, and what solutions or cures he may have come across before his supposed end. Now, for me, I gave Antibodies by Kevin J. Anderson 4.5 stars out of 5. And the main reason for this book ranking so high was thanks to a reoccurring character in this book that I myself couldn't help but root for. Outside of Dana and Fox, this reoccurring character, if we were to see it again, would probably become one of my favorites. So after all those 5 books have been reviewed, I would recommend any of them or all of them to anyone of an X-File fanatic, whether they be new or long-term, such as myself. So, have any of you read any of these books? If you have, which one was your favorite? What did you like and what did you not like about any of these books that you may have read? Feel free to comment down below, and I'll be more than happy to carry on the conversation with you. I hope you like this video. I encourage you to share it, and I'd appreciate it if you were to subscribe. Until next time, I thank you for watching this video, and I hope to be back soon rather than later. Until then, I hope all of you try your best to have a good day.